The new Ram Tradesman is actually a really solid value for a work truck. I'll include a link to the Doug Smith Rams website in the description down below. If you have any questions and need any help, just ask for Hunter. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood is a twin-turbo 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic. Fuel economy is 18 around town, 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 420 horsepower and then 469 pound-feet of torque. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help me out with that. This one's finished in silver, so it makes it look less work truck-like. And the contrast with the darker headlight bezel and then the darker grille and bumpers actually works quite well. You do have parking sensors, but there's no fog lights or recovery points. So altogether, the front end of this, again for a work truck, it's good looking. Tire and wheel setup is 275 by 65 by 18. You've got silver for the wheel coloration. 1500 Hurricane badge there, Ram badge down below. And then you notice you've got exposed plastic for the mirror caps and the door handles. And this is a coil sprung truck. And then here is the side profile of the truck. Again, the wheels look a little bit more basic, but the rest of the truck, pretty cool looking. When it comes to the key fob features, we got the Ram logo there on the back. We have our lock and unlock function on the front as well as the remote start. And let's see if this is dampened. Yes, it actually is. Not much happening here in the bed, not even bed liner. That's easy to add. But yeah, pretty basic setup. At least it has a dampened tailgate. And then lifting this up, of course, is very easy. Got the baseline taillights. All the badges are actually blacked out. And then you've got the darker coloration for the rear bumper. And it actually has dual outlet exhaust tips. That will cap things off for the exterior of this Tradesman. Let's now check out the interior. Now the door panel is going to be more basic with the trim. You also have storage there at the bottom. Cloth trim here on the seats, and it actually has a more premium feel to it, and it's a 60-40 split in the back. But the real important thing, it does have the buckets. Legroom in the back is good. We have a little storage pocket back here, vents, more storage there, and then headroom, of course, is actually good. No keyless entry for up front, but anyways, let's pop in. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. The front two windows are actually automatic with the controls, and they do have acoustic glass, so it's thicker for more insulation. And then more nice, well not nice, but basic trim, nice to clean. 1706 is the payload capacity of this truck. More cloth here with the front seats, and the seats are manual with the adjustments. And this actually has automatic headlights. Let's fire up the Tradesman. A bit more basic for the trim on the exterior of the steering wheel, but again, easy to clean, of course. You have practical controls on the front face, like your cruise control. It's adaptive, by the way. Gear limiter function, and then controls for the center. The gauge cluster is mostly analog. Sorry about the glare on that one side, but it also shows you the real world glare that you can have with this cluster. Little screen there in the center, which you can change the information that's displayed. I think this is like the perfect amount of screen, if you ask me. Backup camera in reverse. Resolution with the camera is good. Now the infotainment system is not massive, but it is a touchscreen, and it is not like the most responsive on the planet, but it does pretty well. And it shows you basic information like time, and then the exterior temp. 131 degrees today, apparently. Below that, we've got analog controls for the radio, lane departure. You've got single zone climate with this. Tow haul mode, parking sensors, stability control. Like you have physical buttons for that, even the trailer brake controls too. Now this does have just a part-time four-wheel drive system, but it's a 2-speed transfer case at least. Chevy won't give you that. Anyways, auto stop start, you can turn it off. Got some USB ports there at the bottom, and then this has a bench seat. So it picks up to be a seat. There's no, actually there is now. There is storage underneath. They didn't cheap out, that's nice. No lid on the top glove box, but still good storage overall. And then it does have a power sliding rear window. Just got that little button there. Sorry, the window sticker is kind of bent, but 2026 Tradesman. This doesn't have a lot of equipment, but anyways, $53,805. Let's see how this Tradesman performs. Tradesman! I do think it's super cool they're doing the acoustic glass even in the Tradesman. Something that sets Ram apart from the other truck makers is the interior insulation, and that glass is why. Now, I don't think they're doing it yet in the back with most of the vehicles. This they're definitely not. But that'll probably be a thing that they'll add down the road to add even more insulation. I've driven quite a few vehicles that have acoustic glass with all the windows, and it does make a pretty substantial difference in terms of overall cabin insulation. More so than most other things. Like you can have, like a G-Wagon, for example, is good. That's a good example. That is acoustic glass for all the windows. It's a boxy vehicle, so it should be loud, but it's pretty quiet inside because of that. My Wrangler has it in the front windows, and it makes a big difference. Like, this is the first Wrangler that I've ever driven, and I own it now, obviously, that feels daily drivable because of the sound. So you can say, oh, it's ruining the Wrangler experience, and fair enough, but I like cabin insulation. I'll admit it, I like it. I like having a more quiet cabin. So I thought the thermostat would go down, it's gone up. It says 132 now. Who needs a sauna when you can just work outside in the summer? And this area is an industrial area now, so it's a huge heat sink, because once we get out, the temperature will start dropping. I do feel bad for the people who still have houses in this area, though. Man, this hurricane's smooth. You know, it would take a lot for me to give up my Hemi, but if this hurricane proves to be reliable, I might eventually jump ship, because you do get good fuel economy with it, better than a Hemi, and the power is pretty nice. It just doesn't sound all that good. Even with an exhaust, a 6-cylinder is always just going to be kind of like a fart can, especially with an exhaust, actually. Suspension, I mean, this is so nice for, again, this is basically a work truck. This is really nice for a work truck. Like, something that, for those of you watching, that I would consider is actually a Tradesman instead of buying like a Bighorn or a Laramie. I know it sounds crazy, but think about what a top-of-the-line truck had 30 years ago. Think about that for a second. Look at what this has, right? I mean, I've been in loaded up trucks from like the 90s, and they didn't have all that much, right? It just had the name. And so I think that people, like, they buy the name, but it's like this has a lot of stuff that a loaded up truck had back in the day. It's got power sliding window, comfortable seats, insulated interior. It's got a lot of nice stuff, right? I mean, truck from 30 plus years ago didn't have a backup camera. Definitely didn't have acoustic glass. And, you know, heated seats are easy to add to a vehicle. And so the point I'm trying to make is, I think a lot of you that are buying, again, like I said, Bighorns and Laramies, this actually might work pretty well for you. Now, if you aren't a fan of the looks, the Ram Warlock gives you the more basic truck. It's a little bit more expensive, gives you the more basic truck, but with cooler looks. I think that's probably like the best truck that Ram makes right now in terms of value. It's the Warlock. But this Tradesman's really good too. Again, it's a little bit less expensive than a Warlock. For those of you that aren't so vain, right? It does well. And like, the new trucks have like fancy leather on the dash. Plastic, that's what trucks used to have on the dash, right? It was never fancy like it is today. Yesterday's Laramie is today's Tradesman. Today's Laramie was yesterday's Rolls Royce. Seriously. But yeah, this Tradesman's really nice for, like I said, for a work truck. It's got all the features you want. It's got the bench seat. It's quiet, it's comfortable. I really don't think there's much that you could, I mean, like, this is overkill for a work truck, frankly, right? But, you know, people kind of seem to expect more and more as time goes on. So let me guys think about the Tradesman. But I think that, you know, when you're shopping for a truck, even if it's not a Ram, go and look at the base model before you go and buy your, you know, loaded up rig, right? With Ford, go and drive an STX. With Chevy, go and drive a Custom. Maybe you'll find out that it's not enough for me. Fair enough, but I'd at least give it a shot, because like, this is 53 grand. Most Laramies are over 70. If you can save yourself over $20,000, I think it's worth a shot.